You decide to ask your friends what to do next. Newterra's dangerous, Legol says. Now that we know, we should just go back. You can't deny the truth of what he's saying, given what just transpired in the village. Nonetheless, Trollis waves her hands about vigorously. Still good to go. And with that, she indicates that she'll follow you. We should press on through Newterra, says Polka. He is curious about the mark on the map, thinking of the guru of Lightville and her claim that what you seek would be in Newterra. You tell the others, I want to keep exploring Newterra. You're curious about Polka's reaction to the mark on the map. Fine, but I'm going back after we check that spot out, Legol says, with no attempt to mask the displeasure in his voice. Polka looks carefully at the map and determines that the mark indicates a location north of where you are, between snow-capped mountains. You turn to find the source of the voice, and who should you find but the wandering merchant waving animatedly at you? How did he get here, though? Did he climb the end wall? You're floored by his hustle, but pull yourself together enough to offer a tiny wave in reply. The merchant's eyes are starry and bright. This is his first glimpse of Newterra. You ask the man how he managed to scale the end wall, and he raises 2 bloodied palms to show you. Why, it seems as though he climbed over himself in pursuit of your group. He laughs off your surprise. It was nothing, not when there's business to be doing. You recoil a bit, but are nonetheless glad to have the chance to do some shopping. Have you brought news of a 3-star tail toad? He asks, perhaps a tad over-eagerly. Upon seeing the creature, he quickly calls over the owner of the pet shop. The owner looks at the toad, then begs you for some of its mucus. Apparently, one of his regulars constantly badgers him for this stuff. According to the customer, mucus from the powerful tail toads does wonders for your skin. Though you can't quite comprehend why someone would want to slather any sort of mucus on their face and body, you give the owner what he asked for. The merchant praises the shop owner for his dedication to meeting his customers' demands and presents you with your reward. I may ask for your help again in the near future, he says with a smile. Until then. I need a mage moth. He then procures a picture and shows it to you. It looks like this. The beast is said to inhabit Newterra, and some specimens are rumored to have a certain precious material on their bodies. You make note of the information and bid the man farewell. As you forge on through the snow, you come across a tattered doll covered in deep gashes. Gashes that could only be made by monster claws. The doll appears to be covered in dark red blood. You don't want to think about the fate that befell its owner. The smell of all that blood is going to attract more monsters, the rest of the party warns. Someone must be missing it, you insist, and place the bloody doll into your pack. It's also pretty far away, though. You decide to leave it be and continue on your way. The party happens upon a half-buried treasure chest. Polka boasts of his lock-picking skills. You take one look at it and announce that you could do it. Probably. You have no basis for this claim. You ask Legol if he could open it. He scrunches his face. Lock-picking isn't my strong suit, he replies. Trollis, brimming with confidence, announces she can pick lock good. This is the first you've heard of her lock-picking prowess. Feeling uneasy about your own abilities, you let Trollis take the lead. She smiles, nods. You ask what she's doing. She tilts her head. You pick up the chest and give it a shake. Sure enough, Trollis picks up on your sudden disappointment. This happens, she says by way of encouragement. As you trudge through the snow, you hear a muffled thwup somewhere ahead. The next sound you hear is the crick-crack of a strained branch above your head. Uh-oh. The party leaps out of the way in all directions. You hear the heavy thud of a pile of snow behind you. It would have buried you if you'd moved even a second later. You look back at the pile of snow and see that the branch sticking out of it has some fruit still attached. Pleased at their good fortune, everyone tosses a bit of the fruit into their mouths. It's hard, but edible. You spot a mound of snow too neatly defined to be natural. Is there something beneath it? You brush off the snow to reveal something frozen solid. You decide to pull it from the snow before your hands turn to ice too. You grab it and lean back, but it's bigger and heavier than you expected. You wipe the last of the snow away and come face to ice with a frozen monster. You keep moving, determined not to end up like that yourself. Blood smell. With those words, a monster appears before you, nose twitching. There'll be no getting out of this fight. To battle! There's no doubt about it. The bloody, dull scent attracted the monster. You'd better find its owner before it draws any more bloodthirsty beasts to you, even if it means leaving the doll by a corpse. The party silently watches as you place the doll back into your pack. Everyone knows what must be done. According to Polka, the place that the map marker indicates should be around here. You can detect the telltale signs of life nearby. Could there be a village? It may be worth a visit. You notice telltale signs of monsters, too. To your surprise, you realize that there is a settlement of monsters just ahead. The mark on the map looks like it's pointing to this village. It seems like it could be dangerous to approach. You say that you want to go into the village, but Legol stops you, insisting that you need a plan first. However, with uncommon zeal, Polka suddenly bursts out, "Please, you have to let me investigate the place." He explains that the mark drawn on the map looks much like his mother's hand. You truly do want to agree to his request, but it would be reckless to a fault if you just marched right in without preparing. The fairies you encountered on the end wall were masquerading as Polka and Trollis, so wouldn't that mean you could use this powder to disguise yourselves? You suggest to the others that you use the fairy dust to disguise yourselves as monsters. Though reluctant to assume such a form, you're left with little other recourse. You and the others use the fairy dust and transform into monsters. Trollis seems somehow pleased with her newfound fuzziness. Certainly more pleased than Legol, who is rather less than happy about his new monster form. At any rate, the transformation has afforded you the opportunity to safely infiltrate the village, and you set off to do so. It looks like no humans live in this village. Instead, the monsters seem to have a thriving culture of their own. You can't hide your surprise that they live just like humans, and your mouth drops open. Polka whispers into your ear, Let's hurry and look around this place before they find out what we really are.